thing, Clark, about this Celtics team last year, they actually won more games on the road than they did at home. You don't see that very often.
You sure don't, Kevin. I mean, talk about the exception to the rule. I mean, you rarely see that in any sport, especially the NBA, where home court is such a big advantage typically.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Rondo, Allen, and Pierce for the perimeter. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. McGrady, now Pierce defending. A shot by McGrady, no good. Ray Allen, even at his age, is still a sight to behold when he takes that jump shot.
Yeah, he really is. He's got one of the sweetest jump shots we've ever seen in the history of the game. As pretty a shot as we'll see. And not just because it looks good, it goes in, too.
Now Pierce following McGrady's three-point attempt. A tray, that's good from Allen on the assist by Rondo. Allen's got his first 3 points of the game. And it's the Pistons with the ball. It's a three-point game. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. I asked him about his game plan, and he told me he trusts his team on the offensive side. He said playing with patience and looking for the open man are what we do best. And if they can keep their cool, move the basketball around, they should be just fine, Kevin.
Excellent, Doris. And Clark, you know, usually shooting is something addressed in practice, not in game.
But if the coach feels shooting needs to be discussed, then he'll discuss it. That's his call, and usually it's a matter of how he feels about his team shooting.
Making a switch here with the Celtics. Davis is checked in. Here's Stuckey. 1:52 left in the first. He's covered by Rondo. Stuckey with it. Backing down is Wallace. Not loose. Pocket two.
You gotta have a vice grip on that ball in the low post. You gotta really squeeze it.
Outside Rondo. Garnett with a screen on Gordon. Rondo kicks to Garnett. Rondo. McGrady covering. Here's Davis. Can't get it to go. Pistons go the other way with the ball. The Detroit Pistons trying to get back on track after an uncharacteristic losing season a year ago.
Yeah, and Kevin, if they're going to climb back up in the standings in the East, they can start by taking care of some of the teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they were just 18 and 34 playing against teams in the East last season.
And here are the Celtics following the bucket by the Pistons. Here's Garnett. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Garnett's got his first 2 points. Now the Pistons with it. They trail by 3. The Pistons felt, Clark, like they needed to reconstruct their team since they weren't getting any younger, but the rebuilding hasn't been as smooth as they had hoped.
Not at all, Kevin. I mean, this is an organization with championship aspirations, and just making the playoffs is not good enough for the Pistons. Unfortunately, with the renovation and rebuild last season, they couldn't even get that done.
Pierce, good.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
And here is Stuckey. He has 5. Gordon, let's go with a 3. That's good. Gordon's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now here is Davis. A high-scoring game here right out of the gates. Celtics lead by 3.
Well, they're scoring with ease. They've definitely hit the ground running. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here's Bynum.
Well, the story for Detroit last season was their big money acquisitions of Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva. On paper, that looked pretty good, but unfortunately, it wasn't the smoothest of starts for those two.
Jonas Jerebko out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then it's Wallace. Then there's Rodney Stuckey and Bynum. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, there's no doubt that Will Bynum can really elevate for for a guy 6 feet tall. Since he was a kid, he'd grab a phone book and do calf raises on it about 1,000 a day to try to improve it. He also wore, quote, jump soles to school. He said the kids laughed at him, but they stopped laughing once they saw him dunk. Guys, back to you.
Great story. Thank you, Doris. No good on the free throw. And Clark, do you think that Villanueva and Gordon will be able to turn the corner in Detroit, or do you think it's just a case where perhaps they overspent?
Well, I'm not quite ready to go there yet, Kevin. Clearly, those were two huge financial acquisitions. Both struggled with some injuries during the course of the year. I think you need to give it maybe a little more time to see if it can pan out for him.
Allen for the three. Back hard on the shot. He'll go to the charity stripe for three. That's on Rodney Stuckey. With age comes wear and tear, and the Celtics experienced some of those injuries. When you look at last season, Garnett and Pierce having knee issues. But you know what, Clark? Even youngsters on their team got banged up. Big baby Glenn Davis, he had a thumb injury, a broken thumb. He had an ankle injury. I mean, health is such a big issue for young and old.
Yeah, that's just part of the game, Kevin. You hope that you're fortunate as a team not to have crippling injuries to key players. And Rondo's hamstring, I think a part of it is just playing in a tough division. And another part is certainly age. That's a factor. But you can't say that for guys like Rondo and even Big Baby Davis. Tayshaun Prince is one of the few pieces left on those great Pistons teams along with Rip Hamilton. But he had an injury-riddled season last year.
Now Stuckey, he has 6. Robinson picks him up, fires from 14, and the shot is good from Stuckey. Stuckey's got 8 points. And it's too bad with Prince. The Pistons really could have used him. And Clark, what was it? And he slams it home. Here's the replay on the Spike Slam King.
That's a terrific play. All he had to do was catch it and finish.
Here's Stuckey. He's got 8. And Allen picks him up defensively. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. So for the Pistons, Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Prince. McGrady comes in for Urepka. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Rodney Stuckey. And then for Boston, O'Neal's checked in. Ben Gordon on the wing, defended by Allen. Here's Wallace. Shot, no good. And the Celtics go with it the other way.
We've seen some good scrambles for rebounds and even a bit of a fight sometimes. That's just good play inside, and that's kept this game close.
Garnett with authority. Here's Bynum. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Robinson picks him up. Tracy McGrady on the wing, guarded by O'Neal. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Smart D forced him into taking that mid-range jump shot, and as you might expect, he wasn't able to knock it down. They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
Here's Bynum. Pulls the trigger. And Jermaine O'Neal pulls it down.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
And the first half is now in the books.
It's been a nice game for Pierce. He has 8 points, then he's buried 1 3-pointer in the course of this game.
We'll be right back from Detroit.
Hope you're enjoying your Friday. Let's get you to the HP halftime report. Boston leading against Detroit. Precision ball movement. They made some fantastic passes. A good start for Paul Pierce. Also getting into the mix, Ray Allen. And for Detroit's angle, they've been grinding away. They've played gritty D and have been hauling in the defensive rebounds. Rodney Stuckey making the most of his minutes. They've also had some great production out of Ben Gordon as well. Some very impressive basketball being played by these two in today's game. They'll want to keep it going in the second.
second half about to begin in just a moment. Here's McGrady looking for his first bucket of the game. The Pistons, accustomed to being among the best teams in the league, and last season, Clark, they were among the worst.
And that really had to be difficult for the players and for the Detroit fans, a team that had gone to the playoffs for the 8 seasons prior. Not only that, but were among the top 2 seeds in the East 7 of those 8 seasons. I mean, contending for Eastern Conference championships. To be on the outside looking in had to be rough.
On the court right now for the Celtics, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce on the wings, Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5, and Rondo. And let's go to Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have for us?
Well, Kevin, an interesting combination of players for the Detroit Pistons, and there are questions about whether Rip Hamilton and Ben Gordon can work well together. They're both jump shooters who play well off the ball. Gordon said, people are going to say, yeah, those two definitely can't play together. But I look at myself as a combo guard. I see myself being able to exist in the game at the same time as Rip, being able to play off of him and make plays for him. Kevin, we'll see how this tandem works out.
Thank you, Doris.
Trying to find the right combination in the Motor City, that's going to be hard. You know, after some of the great teams they've had to go through this process of finding themselves again.
Here's Stuckey. 8 points for him. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Paul Pierce, the 10th pick of the 1998 draft, and what a great selection, Clark, for the Boston Celtics.
You know, Kevin, from day one, it appeared as though Paul Pierce played as if he had something to prove, and he's proven that he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the great players in Boston Celtics history.
Lee Robinson is checked in for Boston. Here is Stuckey. The dump off. McGrady. Sent back.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
Celtics ball.
Here is Robinson. A 12-point game. One aspect of the Celtics game that has been so strong of late is, Clark, their defense. And, you know, they tied the Lakers for 5th best defensive efficiency in the NBA last season. I mean, they've been good for a long time on defense, and they carried that through again last year.
Well, when you've been as good as they have been, you know that's where you need to be solid on a consistent basis to win a championship. You have Pierce on the outside and Garnett clogging up the middle. It gets very difficult to score points on the Celtics.
And now Villanueva. Back to Stuckey. McGrady with the ball. Stolen.
Despite that turnover, they've been spectacular protecting the ball, but they need to improve in other areas if they're going to pull this one out.
And as you mentioned, Clark, they haven't committed a lot of turnovers, but they're going to have to convert more if they want to win.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Kevin. It's one thing to take care of the ball. That's something you want to do and need to do, but then when you do get shots, you got to put them in the basket.
And here is Villanueva. Blocked. Monroe backs down. Just 4 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. 1 on the clock. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Robinson kicks to Rondo. Pass to Pierce. Deflects the pass. Two on the clock. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Pierce has got 15.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
Detroit, no good that time either.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your 4 star players.
Buzzer sounds in a double-digit game as we end the third quarter. We're seeing a tremendous game from Paul Pierce.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt.
Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Kevin, for that great stretch the Celtics put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. It was a nice run, guys, and they just keep extending their lead. They're in complete control now.
Doris, thank you. Big scoring run there was the spark they needed.
Everything started to synergize, and once the ball was rolling, there was no stopping.
Here's West. We've got Bynum. Tayshaun Prince out there with Yaredko. Then it's Wallace and Gordon. That's the group for Detroit right now. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
That's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
At the line, Sparky's Games. Taking 2 shots.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Now the Pistons with it. It's a 16-point game. And Allen picks him up defensively. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got his second basket of the game. And here comes Rondo. He's guarded by Bynum. And Prince comes to help. Easy shot. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Rondo. And the Celtics lead by 15. Prince outside. Now Garnett defending. Floats it up. Prince misses.
The D left him enough space to sink it, but he couldn't get it done.
Here's Daniels. And good as he jams that one in off the nice dish.
Kevin, over the course of the game, they've gotten it done. This should be an insurmountable lead.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They trail by 17. 1:52 left to the fourth. A different look for Detroit. Craig Monroe, he's checked in for Wallace. McGrady comes in for Yaredko. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ben Gordon. The Celtics also changing it up. Paul Pierce has checked in for Marquise Daniels. Stuckey. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac, Tracy McGrady.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Pierce inside the three-point line. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. 17 points for Paul Pierce. Prince outside. Baseline jumper.
That's a fantastic effort, Kevin. I mean, really, offensive rebounds are so important to helping your team win.
Just look at how he used his strength to get back up and finish.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Well, Kev, I think it's safe to say they've got this one wrapped up.
Line him with it. Here's McGrady. Over Pierce. A shot by McGrady, no good.
He's got to break out of this slump if his team wants a chance to win.
McGrady against Pierce. Jacks up the triple. The shot is off. So Detroit will take it the other way. And here is Bynum. Here's McGrady. That's good, and it's Bynum with the assist. McGrady's got his second bucket. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch.
Again, Pierce missing. And here are the Pistons now. Down by 15. It's blocked. And so the Celtics now can just hold on to the ball. Rondo dishes to Pierce. He dumps it off. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Paul Pierce.